Alrighty then, it's time for Team Battle Tryndamere, and I first picked him, so you know what that pretty much means. Which one? The enemy team countered me all around, hooray! So I gotta have to play him in a cancer form, they all say. So people are gonna offend when I say cancer, so I'll try to say something else. I'll call him Brave Tryndamere with quotation marks. So Brave Tryndamere basically avoids all fighting and goes full on control. You just go around taking every monster camp you can, just farm all day, just be a real nuisance. If you play it right, the enemy team can't really do anything to you because you just kind of run off, scamper off, and just kind of be a jerk. And the enemy jungler can't really fight you, even if it's someone like Malphite, because, again, you either kill them or run away, or they'll burn way too much just in trying to kill you. And remember, it's really hard to kill Tryndamere. So, yeah, just farm all day, whatever. Attack speed reds, attack damage quints, armor yellow, cooldown reduction blues with some magic resistance in there, 18-12-0 masteries. And again, I was actually just going to go for a full-on murdered Tryndamere, but they decided to counterpick me all around. So, yeah, just go around taking everything you can, invading at opportune chances, and hopefully not dying at the chicken camps like I just did. So, yeah. But shh, don't talk about it. Anyways, yeah, I'll be buying items like, what's called, I don't even remember what it's called. I'm going to call it Lightning Blades, and then Phantom Dancer. Just run around being a general jackass. Steal every camp you can, ward the enemy jungle. I don't think I even upgraded to the red trinket at some point. Just kind of grab everything you can. Grab the plants, grab the monsters, just show some opposing force. Make it so the enemy team sort of has to pay attention to you, gravitate to you, or whatever. If your laners are strong enough, they'll be able to win their lanes. That's what I'm hoping for. Since I have a, goddamn, I always forget how to say her name. Ilaoi, is it right? I always call her Ilaloi. Basically, look. Because I'm right here, it's called making the Malphite super cautious. Lux ends up having to attack me, and even if they did trap me, which they pretty much wouldn't be able to, I would scamper off and not die. I mean, Xerath came in, probably shouldn't have, and he got quite a beating. But the enemy team can kill me, and it forces them to, you know, pay attention to me. But that's what you want to do. Since I have Ilaoi, she can take care of top lane. My bottom lane should kind of be doing a better job, but they're kind of getting spanked a little bit. So the laners will win, and eventually you'll alt farm their jungler, and eventually you might be able to kill them. But all in all, the early game is rather repetitive as this form. Just farm, control, and push when you can. I'm not even trying to fight. You know, you can take opportunistic kills, right? If somebody's really low, or if somebody's pushing too far, or something dumb. But usually you don't give a shit. So, Lightning Blade, Blood Razor. Well, Blood Razor first, then Lightning Blade at some point, and then Phantom Dancer, and then Infinity Age or something or other. Try to get as much attack speed as possible. Again, right here you'll see me, the enemy team is sort of focusing down bottom lane, so I'm going to get the, what's it called? Scuttle Crab. The enemy blue is up, so I'm going to want to go for it. Here's an opportunistic kill I can, mostly because the Lux is super vulnerable and basically dead. Just go up there and kill her. I know Malphite's going to be taking this blue buff, so he can't really do anything to me. I end up scaring him off, and you can see how much fucking damage I do. Mostly because of the crits, but he can't stand there and fight, because in the end, I'll outlast him since I still have my ultimate. So easily steal his blue, go in and kill his wolves. The enemy team, for some reason, thinks they can 2v1 me, but at this point, I could probably kill one of them and still survive. As you can see, it's just, they got a lot of damage onto me, but they wouldn't have been able to kill me. Nautilus kind of was going to die if he even tried to man-fight me. And go back, farm, and just continuously farm. That's pretty much the gist of it, but again, just sort of hold your horses until sort of mid-game rolls in. When my team finally breaches the first wave of turrets. Like I said, Ilaoi is pretty much going to be the ultimate distraction too, so me and her as a combination, it's just frustration for the enemy team. And as you can see, as Ilaoi was distracting her, I got the red buff, so they're being denied more. The Malphite is basically being made to feel, you know, pretty much useless. I try to fight the Rivet here, and surprisingly the Malphite's still around. And of course, you know, they're going to try to kill me, ultimates and all that good stuff. But I pop my ultimate at just the exact time and survive. Like, this is what I mean. They can use so many resources to try to kill me, and I'm not going to die. Here I try to get the blue buff to kill my Xerath teammate just as a troll, but blue buff is just fucking useless. So, yeah. To be fair, this is kind of fun to play Tryndamere in that way. It's boring to fight against it, but it's hilarious when you just probably get to sense the frustration on the enemy team. Here I pop my ghost, try to go as much against what you call it, the enemy Kaylin. I was going to try to trap her and kill her, but my Jhin teammate failed his slow or whatever it is, and yeah, the stun thing. And what you call it, we weren't able to kill her. Here's what I mean. Like, she has to run away because even if the Galio wasn't there, I'd just dive her and kill her. But whatever. It's a control game, right? Look at my farm in comparison to their Malphite. Look at my farm in comparison to the entire game. I have almost as much comparable as to the lane champions. Of course, I know I did steal some lane farm, but still, point still stands. Just run around being a man. And at some point in the game, I will actually outlevel everyone. Mostly because, again, I'm pretty much just avoiding team fights. But like, here's what I mean. I can just sort of force the Malphite off. I'm really imposing. Steal his blue buff, and sure, they're sort of distracted by the bottom team fighting going on. But yeah, go mid lane, help push this turret. The Riven can't really do anything if she tried to fight me and Aloe with Gangbanger, and she'd die. So yeah, 20 minutes into the game. 6 and 7. The only death I have is to my own stupidity against the chickens, but still, I haven't done basically anything to the enemy team. I was just, well, except killing the Lux at that one point, and it's just sort of controlling it. You see, they sent 2 people. If they only sent 1, I would butcher them in half. The red buff is up, and I want to try to steal it. I'm going to actually fail the smite exchange here, but whatever. You know, still forcing the enemy team to pay attention to me, allowing my teammates to control the map even further. I know not the most exciting kind of team fight, but hey, it's the kind of gameplay you should try if you're going to use someone that's super low tier or it's just someone who's fast. Remember, there's 3 types of junglers. There's the control, there's the farmer, and then there's the ganker. Some champions can be played in multiple ways. Farmers can easily transition into control a lot of the time, especially against slow-ass junglers like Malphite. If they had picked someone else, maybe like a Kha'Zix, or just someone who can quote-unquote wave clear the jungle quickly, or especially someone like Lee Sin, I wouldn't have been able to do jack shit. But they picked someone slow. He was planning on countering me in team fights, but in the jungle phase, there's absolutely nothing he can really do to counter me, so you gotta sort of beat him in the early phases of the game. Out-farm him, out-control him, and just sort of basically make him almost worthless. Here, though, you can see him. My ultimate is gonna allow me to do just pretty much dumb shit. Survive all the turret shots. My teammates pretty much wreck the enemy team. We get another tower. I steal more farms. Just make sure to strip them bare. And then I kind of forget that the Malphite is AP and he can absolutely ass blast me. So I get murdered. But still, though, it's totally fine. Look, it's 9 and 9, right? 9 and 9. It's kills. But our gold difference is pretty goddamn significant. 7,000 gold. That's huge. Here's the first, like, kind of quote-unquote official team fight. My teammates get the upper hand, absolutely destroying the Lux, but a lot of ultimates were already burned, and they focused the Malphite, so I think the Malphite does get killed, but now my teammates are sort of they're sort of, flanked on all sides, and they're going to be kited around by the enemy team. Galio does his best to try to do things. He ends up escaping. Lao is basically trapped, and she gets butchered. Jin is going to be able to gun down the Nautilus right now from the distance, and for whatever reason, the Caitlyn decides to just sort of scamper back in. I guess the extra gold from the tentacle is worth it. I jump her and just absolutely butcher her, just easily. And then the Riven's still nearby, so I try to give chase, and she's going to scamper off, and then her teammate comes in and just sort of scares me away. Here, we steal the blue buff yet again, and we get a dragon yet again. The gold disparity is still rather significant. They're sort of closing it up, but we know we're a lot richer than them. At this point, me too, I'm carrying a bunch of gold in my pocket. I'm building Blade of the Ruined King. Basically, nobody on the enemy team can mess with me. If they send anything less than 2 people, I will fucking butcher them. The Riven knows that too, although I'm pretty sure she just kind of ran away because she knew my team was coming there to, you know, bukkake her. So, yeah. Jin tries to capture the enemy Caitlyn by slowing her ultimate. She, for some reason, decides just to, you know, kind of get a little too close, or at least she just didn't run away from the initial blast, and we easily catch her. Here's where basically my team just out-values them. We have way too much gold to just absolutely just destroy them with it. We're basically taking a bag full of gold and smashing it on the enemy team's faces. I can't even get killed at this point, like, unless they focus fire me and then kill me with some luck. They have to stun me. They still stun me through my ultimate, or else I'm just going to survive and scamper off. That's one thing I fucking adore about Tryndamere. And if you've noticed, I have all of his skins, because he's just so... He's a guilty pleasure. You know he's a terrible champion. He's probably going to get a rework some point in the future. But he's so fucking fun to play, because you know the enemy team is getting so angry fighting you. So yeah, my team at this point, way too strong for them. We control the map so much, got ourselves so much value. You can see the gold disparity is disgusting now. Of course, we didn't know that in the game. We knew we had more, but we didn't know we had basically 11,000 over them. Right here, we catch the Nautilus and the Lux because they caught our Jin, who was just kind of jerking off in the bushes. Easily kill the Nautilus. Deluxe gets away, but the Riven, you see, burns her ultimate on me. Lux burn is going to shoot me with a laser too, just trying to kill me. Then Malphite burns his ultimate and doesn't manage to kill me with just that, and has to use his E2. Then Illaoi burns her ultimate and absolutely ass blasts the Riven, and then chases down Lux and cunt punts her. Bam! There you go. And of course, the Malphite scampers off. Galio goes in, a little too ham really, because they don't have the damage to kill him. And then they chase down the enemy Caitlyn. I think the Illaoi ends up getting gunned down. I don't remember. So, yeah. My team is just so much more valuable than them. At all points, even our support is pretty goddamn huge. The enemy team, what they could have honestly done early on in the game is just kind of let me do whatever I wanted and focused one lane or something. They kind of had to race the early game before I got pretty much big. Though they could just kind of wait for bad team fights, because even though we get the initial, upper hand here, we absolutely destroy a few of them, and I end up being able to kill the Riven. My team gets super low and just in this whole shenanigans. I get gunned down, and then Malphite gets in a good ultimate and kills the rest of my team. So they could also just do that, wait for us to fuck up. Of course, I tell my teammates, we're trying to win this. We want to get some good footage or to display this kind of shenanigans. So we buckle up and we'll have at it. My team, Xerath teammate, is going to try to take dragons. It's not really going to work. The enemy team, if you look at their build, they're kind of not really building to deal with us. I mean, I would have expected somebody to have the frozen heart at some point, because it would do pretty good against me and maybe even the Jhin and maybe Eloy, whatever. But they kind of definitely needed it. So the enemy Malphite went for an AP build, which, considering how stripped of gold he was, is pretty much, well, bad. Anyhow, you can see the enemy team has to send 2 people at me while the rest of my teammates get to just pretty much gangbang the lone defenders. But they also make another mistake, in which they leave themselves exposed and forget about me, so I'm going to be able to flank them from behind. I mean, me showing up wouldn't have mattered really, because my teammates just kind of destroyed them. But still, you can see it's just they can no longer mount any sizable defenses of any kind, because we're so much more valuable than them. They need an entire team just to deal with half my team. So they lost the value game, they lost the control game, and it punished them really hard come mid-game and late game. So that's another way you can win by kind of not fighting at all. Hooray for Tryndamere.